If you're like me and have been patiently and excitedly waiting for the follow-up to Guerrilla Games' massive 2017 hit Horizon Zero Dawn, or if you've only recently discovered this epic journey into a world dominated by nature and machines, then you're in luck. In Horizon Zero Dawn, there were an abundance of dangers, not the least of which was the derangement. Originally, the machines which inhabited the world were either docile or avoided the humans completely. Eventually, the machines became more and more aggressive, and even some machines designed specifically to hunt and take out these humans started to appear. A young Nora hunter set out on a path to stop this aggression and find the source to save her people and learn more about her origins. Horizon Forbidden West takes place a short 6 months after the events of Horizon Zero Dawn. During the time between, Aloy has been searching for a copy of the AI Gaia in order to save the planet all over again. Throughout this journey, she discovers more about the humans of the past and just what caused the derangement, and even what caused her peculiar life to come about. This time around, Aloy has some new tricks up her sleeve. After studying and integrating old world technology, as well as adding some new tools and weapons to her arsenal, Aloy fights and survives alongside a great cast of allies and enemies that really make this game come to life. Now, onto gameplay. With the addition of new weapon types, more variations of returning weapons, new ways to move and control the battlefield, along with an updated melee and skill system, there have never been more ways to survive and overcome the harsh reality of this world. This sequel does what a true good sequel should. It never feels like you lost any ability or skill that you have gained in your travels. In fact, you have honed your senses and skills to become a more efficient and deadly hunter. By combining the extrasensory abilities of your focus and your keen eye's natural senses, you can slow everything around you in moments of deep concentration in order to take advantage of vulnerable points of machines from afar. Or you can use those same abilities to stalk your prey and see their paths to set up an ambush to take them down without them ever knowing you were there. With the new weapon system, rather than just getting the best of each weapon type and then never having to change, the weapons you choose to use can and will drastically change the way you play the game. Whether you choose some weapons to stalk your prey at a distance and target weaknesses, or approach with a multitude of elemental tools to scorch, shatter, enrage, and engage, or if you prefer even a mix of weapons, you will find a combat style that fits your vision of the perfect hunter. Speaking of combat, let's talk about a part of the game that got a major upgrade: melee combat and skills. Melee combat in the first game was lackluster at best and tedious at worst. In Forbidden West, the entire skill system has received an overhaul, including an entire skill tree devoted to melee. With unlockable combos and interesting mechanics to flow from one combo to another, along with being able to free flow melee and range combat together, managed to make this new system feel fresh and useful. Once you get the feel of the unique combat flow, you'll be pulling off combos like finishing one enemy only to lunge to another, jump off of them, and finish with an aerial headshot. I promise, the feeling of pulling off a smooth takedown in succession never gets old. Where this new melee really shines is in another aspect that the first game fell flat on: human-on-human combat. By introducing varied enemy types with different combat styles, strengths, and weaknesses, it breathes a breath of fresh air into what became a dull part of the first installment. Skills are the other side of the coin that received some love in this installment. With the new skill system comes the stamina system. Stamina is used to perform a variety of skills available from knocking multiple arrows for one powerful shot to throwing a javelin in the air and having it split into exploding rain. Whether you want to hurl explosives while dodging away from an invisible stalker, quickly set traps while avoiding a T-Rex with lasers, or take a well-aimed shot at a weak spot against a giant snake for it to blow up on impact. By using the variety of new skills in combination with movement and melee combat, you will be taming the wilds of the Forbidden West in no time. As with any open world game, navigation and traversal are a major point. It can take a beautifully crafted world and make it feel like a pain to get through. Luckily, Forbidden West introduces an entirely revamped traversal system. Most surfaces that seem like you should be able to climb up are climbable, with a few caveats. With the addition of 2 new forms of traversal, the world really opens up for you. With a grappling hook, you can pull yourself to higher spots that were previously unreachable, or even launch yourself high into the air in order to pull off shots that would be impossible otherwise. While the glider may not be a new idea in gaming, it brings a whole new level of freedom in Forbidden West. Some of the most beautiful scenes I've experienced in this game were seen from the skies as I glided down from a snow-capped mountain all the way down to a river valley. Speaking of rivers, while there is no combat underwater, the moment-to-moment tensity that you get while moving from place to place, all while drowning in the beauty of an underwater location, is a great change of pace. With all the new areas and biomes to explore and discover, the traversal never really gets old. I would be remiss to not acknowledge just how beautiful this game can be. Whether it's a dense jungle undergrowth where the sunlight barely breaks through the canopy, a sunken old world city that you have to navigate while dodging robocrocs, or a multitude of tribal villages that integrate the old and new life of familiar locations. No matter where you go, you can and will find somewhere worth utilizing your photo mode. That said, there were some graphical glitches that pop up every now and then, but not nearly enough that I would call it a true issue. If you enjoy the unique post-apocalypse setting of Zero Dawn, and it left you wanting to explore and unravel the mysteries of Horizon World, or if you lived in a cauldron under a mountain and have just stumbled upon this and thought to yourself you want to hunt down giant machines, then this is the game for you. I give Horizon Forbidden West a 9 out of 10. For all the latest gaming reviews, news, and previews, I've been Alex Richardson. Stay tuned to Hardwired.